Today on DNVR Buffs Live, man, Marshall Faulk got me fired up today. We have a big show, but don't blink or you might miss it. Let's go.
Squad. Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs Live. Week 2 of training camp underway. It feels like football season. We got a coaches poll out. We're getting all these like preseason lists out. It's just the freaks list is out from Bruce Feldman, all that stuff, man.
Yes, that is exciting. But before we get started, I need the people to understand what the type of shit I have to deal with on a day in, day out basis.
Oh, Lord.
So, you know, I'm having a long day. I had a lighter lunch than I probably should have. I had a workout this morning. And I just finished an hour and 10-minute show. I'm thinking, man, I need a snack.
Some nourishment.
Yeah, so I run upstairs. I go to the snack drawer. Nothing. I mean, almost nothing.
Tough.
But there is a bag of beef jerky in there. I'm like, all right. You can take a couple bites of beef jerky, like just give me a little protein, a little boost for this buff show.
Yeah.
I take one bite and I'm like, And this man,
Be
use a
specific.
different M word.
Be specific here.
Jake from across the room goes, "Oh yeah, bro, don't eat that. I ate that shit a week ago and it was already nasty." And I said, now, why the hell would you put it back in the drawer? When I tell you guys that we work with heathens here at this office, and that's why it's so impressive that these Empire Today floors are still together, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. He took a bite of something, said, "That's off. Let me put it back for someone else to have the same experience. You're sick."
What the hell is going on? My boy RJ said pretty much.
Can I explain something real quick?
Go ahead.
So when I tried it, I was in a similar... What?
Go ahead.
You finna try to justify
I'm going to
this,
tell
bro?
you guys what he said to justify this.
I'm trying to justify it right now. When I did it, I was in a similar situation as you. I was like, I had something going on, and I was like, I need something real quick right now because I was here early and had something else right after. So I just went in there, and the bag was already open in the pantry, which should have been the first sign.
Yep.
And so I just reached in there and grabbed one, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, not gonna do this." And I was already like walking down the stairs, going to another studio or something.
Nope. You know what he said to me, you guys?
You're not buying
He
that,
said,
bro.
"Why didn't the person before me throw it away?"
It's true. Why
That
did
was
the
his
person?
excuse.
Why did the person before me close the bag of beef jerky though?
That's another problem. But honestly, evidence are pointing. Could have been you.
That logic is what's wrong with this country today.
He really said, "Why didn't the person before me throw it away?" What if you were the first person to get there after they left the bag open?
That's not the case.
Yeah, what
I
if
don't
you
think
were
that was the
you
case.
tried the first expired piece of jerky?
Because he knows and he saw the bag. It's pretty close to empty.
It is.
It's not like I ate.
I was actually
3/4
going
of
to
the
finish
bag.
it. I was going to finish the bag. I was looking forward to that.
It's crazy.
Anyways, now you guys understand.
Well, the snack situation right now is not great either. So
Yeah, it's true. Andre?
All right. Today on the show, lots to get to. We have Travis Hunter and the Jacksonville Jaguars depth chart.
Sheesh.
Justin Mayers signs with the CFL team. Phil Steele's forecast, 2025 forecast for CU. Bruce Feldman's freak list. PFF's all Big 12 preseason team. Georgia Tech is sold out. The first coaches poll, recruiting, press conferences and practice today. Oh boy, it's football season.
Hell yeah.
Let's start with today's pressers. We had running backs coach Marshall Faulk. First off, running backs coach Marshall Faulk
Pro Football Hall of Famer,
on the podium.
Marshall Faulk.
Micah Welch, then DeKalon Taylor, and then Dallan Hayden. But Marshall Faulk was up first.
Simeon Price.
What's that?
Why no Simeon Price?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Too busy hurdling, folks.
Yeah, we're going to talk about him here in a second, though. But Marshall Faulk goes up there almost like Coach Prime. It's like 15 minutes of just people just asking him God knows what about whatever, basically.
Even people who weren't even supposed to.
Yeah.
I think I know what that means.
I don't think you do, actually.
Okay.
I don't think you do.
But let's start with Marshall Faulk and his impression and overview of the first 6 practices of camp so far.
Fall camp is it's coming. It's like it's really good. The guys up front, they're giving us opportunity to see what we have at running back. Just overall in the past, just to make this statement, it was tough to tell exactly what we had in the backfield in the sense of the talent, because when you have 4 guys in the NFL and the quarterback, obviously you throwing the ball. That's what you're going to do. And last year they just didn't rely a lot on the running game. And this year, Coach wants to implement that. That's his, I think every interview he says we're going to run the ball. So our agenda is to make sure that we understand exactly what these guys are good at, what we're good at, and then figure out a way to get them better in the areas that they're not good. That's it. A lot of the times we're going to ask, and I just told them this, like, we're going to put you in a position to do what you do well, but there's times we're going to ask you to do what we do well that may be uncomfortable for you, and that's where the growth is. And so that's what we're doing. We're putting them in uncomfortable spots, asking them to figure it out, and then when they don't figure it out, show them the things that's necessary to figure it out.
So kind of the overarching theme of the day, too, in talking to these guys is how Coach Faulk is kind of changing a lot of what they already knew about the position and how he wants them to see the game, really.
Yeah. The dude, to me, has head coach written all over him.
For sure.
And everyone you talk to will tell you not only is Marshall Faulk the most intelligent running back they've ever been around, but I've had people tell me he's the most intelligent football player when it comes to the game of football itself and beyond, that they've ever met. And when you hear him talk, it becomes very clear. He just sees the game through a different lens, through a clearer lens than most people. And the fact that these running backs are getting the opportunity to get a piece of seeing the game through his eyes is such an unbelievable gift.
I mean, that was the first question I believe Marshall Faulk answered today. And immediately he talks about the offensive line, giving his running backs an opportunity, or giving him an opportunity to really see and evaluate what he has in that running back room. Like I mentioned it, the addition of Zy Crisler and Xavier Hill give me the most optimism about that team. Those 2 guys plus Zaire McGill, who's supposed to projected, however you want to put it, to start at center. Those 3 guys have combined to start 85 career games. That is a lot of experience. That's a lot of football that has been played between those 3 guys who are projected to start on the offensive line, guys who weren't here last year. And it's just going to give the coaches, like Marshall Faulk just talked about, a better idea of what these guys do well. And that's going to, in turn, allow him to put them in the best position on Saturdays or on Fridays, in some case, on game day. And again, that offensive line, we talk about the run game a lot. It goes hand in hand.
Yep.
That running back room, that offensive line room, they have to be in sync on the same page consistently. And I just thought it was really cool that, again, out the gate, Marshall Faulk was like, hey, them boys up front is helping us a lot and helping us see things clearly. So I like to hear that a lot. And obviously we'll get into a bit more of what Marshall Faulk said, but that out the gate stood out to me, and that's what we all want to hear.
I think the biggest one of the biggest questions with Marshall Faulk is how is it going to look with him, right? Like he did everything when he was in the NFL. Like, could he? Is that what he wants in a running back? Does he want a quote unquote bell cow to kind of control everything? He spoke about the committee approach, and honestly, there's four CU running backs who are balling right now. So he spoke about that committee approach and what's going into basically deciding who's going to be playing on the field.
Both of them, just a level of professionalism. You know, when you look at the fact that when you bring guys in, they've been around, and they're a little bit older. They understand and appreciate exactly what you have here, and so what you always it's in the NFL, they can only deal with what's given to them. And when I was in college, and you were the main back, I mean, you were the main back. If somebody got in, they got in, like when you were tired, if they let you be tired. Right. You know, I remember coaches calling timeouts, like, get some rest, you going back in. Mm-hmm. And I think now the game has grown to where that position, having multiple guys, it gives you more depth at the position. And what I like about it is I have a responsibility not to just get one guy ready. I got a responsibility to get every guy ready. And I'm gonna tell you this: if we lose two guys, we'll be good. Not in the sense that the talent and what they bring, we won't have that. But as far as like the knowledge, the information, and how to execute and what to do, we'll be good. I promise you that. Like they all know. They'll tell you. You're expected to know what whoever's taking the 1 rep. If you've taken the 2 reps, you got to know. You have to know what's going on within this offense.
It's like a super Coach Prime old school approach where I don't care where you are on the depth chart. You prepare like you're the starter, basically. Be ready type of thing.
But did you feel like you got an answer?
Not really.
There was a lot of that today.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. And I tried to ask,
like I said, ready to be a
Yep.
I tried to ask him, you know, about like what are you looking for? What skill sets, what traits are you looking for? And he kind of turned it into like, listen, I don't care what you can do. I don't care what skill set you have. You know what I'm saying? The typical coach speak type of answers, which is, you know, kind of understandable and maybe expected a little bit. But I think even there, it's really important, right? He's talking about, I'm not just trying to get our starter ready. You're right, or leading to. I got to get the whole room ready because, as we know, injuries in football are inevitable, particularly at that running back position. Colorado was hurt by it last year with Micah, you know, getting hurt, dinging his hamstring earlier in the year with Dallan Hayden hurting his ankle earlier in the year, and Dallan talked about it today. He was just never 100%.
They both
he confirmed
talked about
that today. Yes.
Never will be.
They were never 100% after those injuries
until the next season.
Exactly. So that is something that is going to happen, and I love Coach Faulk getting ahead of it right now. It's like, listen, from my perspective at least, there's 4 dudes ready to rock and roll. And you kind of alluded to it earlier in that running back room, and you're probably going to need all 4 of them at different points of the season to do different things and play different roles. So getting all those guys ready to go, and again, like you talked about earlier, figuring out what each does well and at a high level is really important.
The other thing I think is important to note is, because he talked about when he was in college, you're the starter. It just doesn't work like that in the transfer portal era.
Nope.
You got to make sure everyone feels like they're, you know, getting a little love. So that'll be an interesting kind of dynamic of this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if you don't give a guy any carries through the first 4 weeks, he's going to say, I'm redshirting.
Right. Yep. All right. Next, do you have the video of Simeon ready? The hurdle?
Sheesh.
No, I don't.
No? Okay, no worries. So we got to take a break here shortly, but Simeon Price was out there balling today. We'll show the clip here shortly. And honestly, like, I don't even know what I expected out of Simeon Price coming into the season, but he's just impressed me already through 6 days of camp. Just the short little stuff that we've seen. He's had big runs. Yeah. He's jumping over people. He's catching the football. Like, he's a very underrated addition for this team.
Contact balance
looks
really impressive.
Yes.
He's been playing college football for a while now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who is not new to this. Like, he's been doing this under Mike Leach a handful of years ago at Coastal Carolina the last couple of years. You know, I called him the X Factor in that running back room a couple weeks ago just because we don't exactly know what to expect of him.
Yep.
But he clearly has the potential, the talent to crack this rotation, which is very much wide open right now. And he's going to get opportunities. And what he does with those opportunities is going to dictate how much we see him this year.
No doubt. We'll hear what Marshall Faulk has to say about him on the other side of this break. Shout out to our friends over at Cake Mortgage. where they make getting a home easy for basically everyone. Nowadays, banks, they really want that W-2, right? They want that proof of income, something that you can just point to point blank on a piece of paper and say, this is it. That's just not how the world really works anymore. We got, folks who are content creators, who are freelancing, who maybe own their own business, multiple businesses, or they own property. Whatever the case is, it can make getting a loan challenging if you want to get yourself a home. But that's where our friends at Cake Mortgage come in with their debt service coverage ratio loans, calculated by dividing the property's monthly income by its monthly mortgage payment, making things easier for self-employed and investor clients. So you see the number right there on the screen, 1-888-EAT-CAKE. You can also head to cakehome.com. If you've dreamed about owning income property or you're building your real estate legacy, call 1-800-EAT-CAKE or head to the link in the description, because life's just better with Cake. Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply.
As you guys know, I'm living that grown man life these days. I got my Blackstone grill all seasoned and ready to go. And, man, there's just something that hits different about going outside, throwing some meat on the grill, and cracking open an ice-cold Coors Light. It's supposed to be like 97 degrees.
It's going to be a hot week.
Denver like all week.
Every single day this week until the weekend, which actually then it chills out. But no better time than if you're out on the grill and need to make sure those mountains are blue, sipping on a Coors Light. I'm doing some chicken thighs on there tonight.
Hell yeah.
So looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to cracking open the Coors Light when I do so. So shout out to our friends over at Coors Light. Make the most of the times you choose to chill or you need to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door or visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Bro, when's the housewarming party, bro? We're about to get real busy here soon in a few weeks.
For
bro.
real.
I feel like we should
Before
knock
the
that
season.
out. That's what I like. That's what I want to hear.
Before the season.
All right, let's go.
Last thing from Coach Faulk today, I asked him about Simeon Price and DeKalon Taylor, two new running backs. Obviously, he didn't really work with them in the spring. And kind of an interesting, dimension of this running back room. And I talked about it with Unc in the Takeaways video, how Micah's kind of seen a little bit as the incumbent, right? But he's the youngest guy in the room. And you've got all these vets who are kind of fighting to move up the depth chart, at least it seems right now. I mean, who really knows what the depth chart looks like? But this is what Coach Faulk has seen from DeKalon Taylor and Simeon Price.
It's in the NFL, they can only deal with what's given to them. And when I was in college and you were the main back, I mean, you were the main back. If somebody got in, they got in like when you were tired, if they let you be tired. You know, I remember coaches calling time. Both of them, just a level of professionalism. You know, when you look at the fact that when you bring guys in, they've been around, and they're a little bit older. They understand and appreciate exactly what you have here, and so what you always want is you want competition, and that's all we want. Every day we line up to practice, we want you to compete. Like I just told them, I say, listen, you're going to have mental errors, and you'll probably loaf every once in a while because in you're learning to build up a tolerance to play every snap full speed. I said, but the reality is, the one thing you can control every play is your effort. And what they've done is they've brought a level of accountability into the room, and they're coachable. A lot of football players are teachable, but the really good ones are coachable in the sense that when you say, hey, here's what I need you to do, they execute. The teachable ones ask you why, and then they go execute. That why is a couple of plays late. You know, it can cost you to lose the game asking why.
So they're new, but they're working like vets, basically.
Yep.
Coachable. That's important, obviously, to somebody, again, like Marshall Faulk, who played a lot. You're crazy if you don't soak up as much game as possible every single day in the meeting room, on the practice field. It seems like they are, though. That entire group, and you could say this pretty much about every position group on this team, but that running back group in particular, they always seem like they're hanging on their coach's words, and they really want to get better. Like, I don't think there's any, me in that room, or like, no, I should be the guy. It seems like that's a real tight-knit group, which is really cool considering, right, DeKalon kind of just got there, Simeon just got there. But it seemed like it's been a seamless transition for those guys in particular.
And I'll just add this. It's on this running backs room, but it's a little bit more big picture. If this team balls out on the ground this year, it's going to set off an insane domino effect. Because, look, Marshall Faulk is going to be able to get into any conversation with any running back in the country and say, hey, you should come to Colorado. And right now, those running backs are looking and saying, well, Colorado doesn't run the ball.
Yep.
It's like Mike Leach trying to recruit a running back. If they turn that around this year and the addition of Marshall Faulk coincides with Colorado being a good team running the football, it is going to have a domino effect across the country with the best running backs. And I've been saying it since he got here. If you're the best running back or one of the best running backs in the country, how could you not want to come play with Marshall Faulk? But the answer might be, well, because they don't trust Colorado to run the ball.
Right.
Yep.
If it happens this year, watch out.
It's probably the last domino to fall for the program before really the floodgates open, right? I mean, Jordan kind of broke that with the offensive linemen. You get Xavier Hill and Zai this offseason, Larry Johnson. Chauncey came in, after Jordan as well. You already got a quarterback. You got Julian. The skills, we don't even need to mention the skill players. Like, it's really just getting a running back and getting control in that running game, and sheesh, watch out.
And it's going to be massive because it won't just be them going into a respectable running game. It's going to be them going from the worst rushing attack in college football 2 years in a row to what could be a potentially good to even a really good running game. And that's just going to open eyes. And at that point, what can you say about this program? Because the coaching staff is elite. They're going to have a 5-star quarterback. They're going to have receivers. They're going to have DBs. The D-line just led the conference in sacks. At that point, there's going to be nothing that you can poke a hole in when it comes to this football program.
For sure. Shout out Logan in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Squad.
All right, Micah was next on the podium. He kind of talked, this is 3 answers really put together, but he's talking about 2 backs in the backfield, what the offensive line has looked like, and what Coach Faulk is looking for in Colorado's lead back.
Yes, you will see 2 backs on the field. One thing about the running back room, all of us can play. It don't matter which back come in the game. You will see somebody make a play. So I love the running back room this year. So it's a lot of competition there. So. It has, like, this year for sure we're gonna run the ball. Like from the summer and the spring, they just put it on us, making sure that we know where we at, know how to do it, and just like being more focused on our assignment. So I know for a fact we're gonna run the ball this year. Just whoever practiced the hardest, during the week. That's what really determines. So you might see me out there, you might see any other running backs out there. So whoever practiced the hardest. Gotcha. Yes, sir.
Micah is pleased.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think that last part though, the question was who's going to play, or who do you think?
Yeah.
How are they going to determine who plays?
Yeah.
And he said whoever practices the hardest during the week. You want to talk about iron sharpens iron?
Yeah.
When there's guys around you pushing you that hard, pause, to work, because basically whoever practices the hardest is going to play. That makes everyone better.
Yep.
And that's how you build a program. And that's why I asked Micah that, right? Because honestly, because Coach Faulk didn't really give me the answer I wanted, so I wanted to hear what Micah would tell me about that. But that's clearly something that's been put into them, told to them by, Marshall Faulk. And obviously that's something that Coach Prime shares, right? How you practice. If I don't see it in practice, I'm not going to see it in the game because you're not going to get in the game. Mm-hmm. And the fact that that's a pillar of this program, right? You have to show us in practice. You have to be one of our hardest practice players, if that makes sense.
I mean,
for you to get
Travis
on the field.
Hunter set the standard when it came to that.
And
Yes.
Coach Robert Livingston talks about that all the time.
Yep.
If your hardest workers, if your best players are also your hardest workers, that's culture right there. Mm-hmm. And culture is being built in Colorado because of this coaching staff, because of players like Micah who are willing to buy into what these coaches are giving them.
Yep. Obviously, Micah battled that hamstring last year. Here he is talking about just kind of reflecting on last year, what he did differently this offseason, too, to get back to being healthy.
From the first year, I think it went pretty good. Had a couple of hamstring issues, fixed this year. But for the most part, last year it was pretty good. Learned a lot as a freshman being out there. So you'll see a lot of changes in the way I run the ball, being more patient this year. So no, it was more of a just I haven't never worked on my hamstring coming to college. So I was a freshman, so I learned more about my body this year from Coach Swayze. So fix it this year. I'm very grateful for that. Most freshmen, really don't see the field as much, and I've seen it a lot, really. So
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I love Micah, man.
He's great, man.
You mentioned, man, he's from the first time we talked to him, I think last spring, right?
Yeah.
To now, a massive difference of just
Yes.
being more open and a bit more talkative. Because it was a bit, pulling teeth last year, which is
a quiet guy.
He's a quiet guy, yeah.
A true freshman as well. And like speaking to that, he talked about, I didn't really know how to take care of my hamstring, right? Because that's another thing that I think people take for granted, guys coming up from high school, if you're not at a place like IMG, right? A lot of times it's like you're the best player on the field and you just gonna go out there, warm up like how you probably always warmed up, and go dominate on Friday nights.
Yep.
It's a completely different ball game when you get to college, and that's just another feather in the cap of Coach Swayze, right? It seems like them every day or at media, somebody's bringing up his name for some reason. And hearing Micah talk about the fact that Coach Swayze kind of got him right and helped him his hamstring get back to 100%, I think is massive.
Absolutely. But it is cool to see him. He's grown up.
Yeah.
And it's like, have we talked to any other guys so far that were freshmen last year? I mean, Jordan. Speaking of growing up.
Draylen.
Well, I mean,
Yep,
Draylen, but Draylen even last
came
year.
here like
yeah,
that.
he was fine. But Omarion, I mean, it's not exactly answering your question, but I remember the first time he was on the podium after that USC game. It was like, oh, he's a freshman for sure.
Yeah,
we haven't had him yet, but
Yeah.
And, I mean, Pat Shurmur had a great quote about it. He said, I see a totally different man in Omarion than I saw when I got here.
Yep.
Micah, I mean, maybe bearing the lead a little bit, but he started that with basically confirming that, we're going to see two running backs on the field at the time this year.
Yep.
And that is really interesting.
Yeah. And it's not like he's giving away any state secrets there. We've seen it almost every day and well off.
Yeah, but that's going to be, I think, Trackhawk and another guy, right, is just going to be those two different dimensions on the field sometimes. I think DeKalon mentioned it, maybe motioning them out. Like that type of stuff is something that we just haven't seen in this offense, but could be very scary.
That's your base personnel with Caden. I think it has to be, right?
Sheesh. I mean, there's so much you can do out of that. And even just the most simple play that you can run out of that being hand it off inside or run the option the other way.
Triple option.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a triple option. I mean, but then let's imagine you bring someone in motion across the formation. So now you're pulling people that way. Then you're faking a handoff this way. Now you're going that way. You've got a lead blocker out there. I mean,
Nasty.
you can dump it off to him. Like
Yes.
the amount of variations that you could do out of that formation, to me, it is incredibly valuable. But at the same time, those running backs got to prove their worth.
Yes.
That you're going to take a wide receiver off the field to add another one of them.
Exactly.
And I don't think it was in any of the clips that we showed from Marshall Faulk, but he talked about that. He was like the guy who can do the most things, right? Because it's not just about running the football. It's about pass protecting. And it's about being a valid pass catcher as well. I think the guy who can prove that they can do the most things, the guy who can prove that they can be trusted on the most amount of downs, not just first down, not just third down, but all three of them, right? And even including fourth down. That's going to be the guy that I think we see the most of on the field at running back this year.
All right, let's take our next break, and then we'll wrap up with DeKalon and Dallan. Shout out to our friends, wonderful friends over at Toyota. We're hanging out here in the Toyota Lounge, hanging out here with you all in the Toyota chat. Toyota's just been awesome to work with. They've helped us out a bunch.
What your parents think of their Toyota
They
rental
loved
this
it.
weekend?
Yeah?
They loved it. We all did.
Another Toyota family now?
Smooth ride, bro. Like I said, that's probably my next one.
You
I'm already plotting on it.
Did you drive that thing up to Boulder?
Yep. Up the mountain, too.
Sheesh.
Light work.
Handles the elevation,
Super
too.
slight. AC was cranked up. It was beautiful, dog.
So there you go. They've got hybrids, they got trucks, sports cars, basically anything you could think of. They're just one of the best in the business. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places. Fan Steak.
Shout out to the squad over at Fan Steak, y'all. Today's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Fan Steak, which is a new platform where fans can pledge direct support to a school's athletes and help their favorite teams recruit, not just recruit though, but retain those top players. And here's the best part, y'all. It's risk-free. Fans can place stakes for a specific athlete to join or stay at their school. And if that athlete decides to go elsewhere, well, you get your money back. But if that player does go to your school, they're eligible to sign an NIL deal with FanStake and receive their pool of stake money. This is pretty much the simplest way to provide direct support for the team's young core, because we're going to want to keep these guys around for as long as possible. And honestly, CU is just the 5th most popular fan base on FanStake right now.
Pump it up.
We got to change that. We got to get those numbers up at least in the top 3. And this is a good time to do it because FanStake is currently offering new fans a free $25 credit. No credit card is required. No strings are attached. And I'm encouraging everyone to join me in staking a claim for a Micah Welch.
There you go.
For Simeon Price, for DeKalon Taylor, for Dallan Hayden, because this running game is about to go up this year. So click the link in our description, scan the QR code, or just head over to fanstake.com and use the promo code DNVR. Shout out to FanStake.
All right, next up is DeKalon Taylor. First time as a Buff, and he basically explained why CU.
Might have had the quote of the year.
Both of them, just a level of professionalism.
My impressions of Colorado were actually like very on the upside, just with the coaching staff for starters. I wanted to be surrounded by guys that weren't going to only build me up on the field, but off the field and help me develop as a man. So I was really appreciative of that, but also just the prestige of the coaching and the people around. So it helped me to make that decision easy.
So, I mean, he mentioned the coaching staff.
Yep. Prestige.
He has a big chance to be one of the reasons why it's now, no longer questions about the running back room, and the coaching staff and everything just becomes what everyone talks about when it comes to Colorado.
Yep. And I think he proved this weekend that he's the fastest player on the team.
Yep.
I think y'all know this. I was already really excited about DeKalon Taylor in this offense this year. Listening to him talk today and interacting with him a little bit, that is only raised in my eyes. Like, I think DeKalon Taylor is going to be a really special player in this offense, a really versatile weapon, an explosive guy, a big play guy. And, yeah, man, I'm excited to see how he's deployed in this offense.
All right. Now here he is, potentially quote of the year, on his speed and the offensive line.
You got a name like Trackball, and everybody knows you're fast and you don't shy away from racing anybody. Are you ready to declare yourself the fastest person on the team?
Of course. Of course.
People who maybe never seen you play, how would you describe your game? And what do you think you kind of bring to this offense from a skill perspective?
If you blink, you might miss it. That's how I describe my offensive play. But overall, I feel like I bring to the offense my speed and my versatility, but overall just a great teammate. I'm always wanting the next guy to win. Even if it's not me, my teammates winning, we're all winning. I love the offensive line. I feel like they do their job. They do it well. And I feel in the running back room, sky's the limit. I mean, it's guy after guy after guy. Like I said, if one of us eats, we all eat. So it's best man up.
I mean, there you go.
Yep. If you blink, you might miss it. If he didn't already have such a sick nickname, Track Off, I might start calling him DeKalon Don't Blink Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a 97-yard rushing touchdown, the school record at Incarnate Word last year. This is an all-commerce running back at his previous stop. Somebody who ran for almost 1,000 yards in a season, over 900 yards. Damn near 8 touchdowns. This is a real pass catcher. He used to play slot receiver.
Yep.
And he talked about his versatility. And what I mentioned earlier, what Coach Faulk mentioned earlier, the guy who can do the most things. Some guys are first down backs. Some guys are third down backs. Some guys are first, second, and third down backs. You know what I'm saying? And I think DeKalon more so falls into that latter category. We're going to see, obviously, each of these top 4 guys quite a bit. But I think DeKalon's just explosive ability is just something that this coaching staff should not try to hold back by any means. Get him as many touches as possible and as many creative ways as possible. And him talking about, not only when I asked him, how would you describe your game? And he gets to talking about his teammates. I love getting my guys ready and making sure my guys are all locked in and staying competitive.
It goes back to what Faulk said about them. I mean, they're vets, bro. These are guys who played a lot of football coming in here.
Yep. And I mean, I think when you talk 2-back sets, almost all of them include DeKalon.
Exactly.
Because of the different, dynamic that he brings to the game. You motion him out and run him to the flat. Someone's got to go with him.
Yeah.
And now you're opening up a lane to pass the ball. I honestly, Pat Shurmur talked a lot about watching other offenses and things that they did. I kind of hope he watched some Brennan Marion. Because Brennan Marion did some special things with 2-back sets. And I mean, creative stuff. Both backs on the same side. One on the side, one behind. Like, they do so much stuff with that to just create an easy completion or put some pressure on the defense with 2 backs like that. But, yeah, I mean, DT's got to be out there when you're doing that because he has that aspect that just makes the defense stop and think, and that's what you want to do.
Totally.
You mentioned it earlier, okay, and I think it's worth repeating just about Coach Prime was like, let's get the fast player from the offense, fast player from the defense, and DeKalon ran out there. And I think if you would have asked us beforehand who would have went out there, we'd probably been like, probably Cam.
Yeah.
But it was Trackhawk, and it didn't seem like it was any disagreement about who it should be. It seemed like everybody was just like, yeah, he got it.
Quentin Gibson did walk up there first.
You're right.
No, not yet.
Not yet. They don't.
I respect that, though.
I know, yeah.
You're absolutely right, though. He did immediately step up and was like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
The thing that I noticed in that, though, is his running form was just so compact.
Yeah.
Track guy.
Yes, exactly.
Track speed.
And I think it was Tyrekus Davis on the other side who put up a fight, but he pulled away for sure.
Yep. All right, let's get to Dallan Hayden real quick, too. He spoke about his ankle injury, kind of like how Micah did about the hamstring and how that really affected him last year.
I would say it affected me a lot last year because I never really felt like I got back to 100% like being able to play as fast as I can. And so this off season, I just spent extra time in the weight room working on strength and conditioning. And then in the training room, I've been strengthening my ankles like every single day. So, oh yeah, for sure. That's why I said I spent extra time in the weight room and in the training room because, obviously you're going to get banged up as the season gets longer and longer. But, I just want to be as stable as I can the whole year.
So, I mean, we talk about this with Amari, but I think it's fair for Dallan, too. Like, he came in as a very high-rated transfer, like, was pretty much sold the vision. Like, you're going to be the one, who, like, changes everything. Like, the hype from the CFB game last year and all that stuff comes. And then, to go down week 2 with a high ankle sprain, and then, like, we talked about this, too. Like, we'll see him back 2 weeks later. No one ever thinks about the ankle, though. They just see him back out there, and they're like, oh, he's fine. But he could have had every reason in the world to transfer out this offseason and go, you know what, it didn't work for me. So credit to Dallan Hayden for sticking it out. Seems like he really attacked Coach Swayze's offseason program. And, I mean, he's balling. He had a massive touchdown. Was it yesterday or Saturday?
Saturday, I
like
think.
A 70-yarder, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, his ceiling is so high. And we've seen it flash in real games. It's not just like we're, a made-up ceiling. Like, it's there. It exists. And he has a lot of ability. And I think that run that he had the other day, like, it's probably like an eye-opening moment for people. Like, oh, he has the breakaway speed. He can make the moves to get himself into the open field. And he can catch the football. And he's big enough to pass protect. I mean, it's a guy who has everything you would want to be that guy. And I think he has a great chance to do it.
you mentioned there at the end, but I still think he's the best pass protecting running back on this roster.
Yeah.
And that holds a lot of weight. That's going to get you on the field and a lot of times help you stay on the field. And I think a quote from Coach Faulk today, I think applies directly to Dallan Hayden. I think he might have had Dallan Hayden in mind when he said it, when he goes, what you did last year has nothing to do with this year. They get a clean slate, the whole running back room, because it was a different coaching staff. It was a different scheme. I'm here now, and that's what I'm going to evaluate on from when I got here to all the way through fall camp. And what we've seen through fall camp from Dallan Hayden is that he looks ready to go. He looks ready to carry the load if that's what he's asked to do offensively from a running game perspective. So this running back room is, I think, in a really good spot. Again, granted health, which is always going to be up in the air, especially at a position that takes as much of a beating pause as that position does. But I really like where this top four stands right now.
For sure. Yeah, they're showing it on the field right now, and they're kind of exuding that confidence on the podium, it seems like. I think multiple players. I think Dallan also talked about it. The offensive line, they're all really impressed. They like what they're seeing from that group so far, which is huge.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It'll be the difference for them. It's interesting because I watched 2 really bad running games last year.
Yeah, facts.
The Buffs
Jeez.
and the Broncos. And not to, throw anyone under the bus, but the Broncos' running game was bad because the running backs were bad.
Yeah.
I think the opposite was true of the Buffs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They were just not opening holes. And it looks like they're going to be able to do that this year.
Yeah, they've been moving people. Maybe not the best quote, but perhaps my favorite quote of the day, though, was Marshall Faulk when he was asked about he and Sapp went back to Canton, obviously, and for the Hall of Fame enshrinement. Was that this last weekend?
Mm-hmm.
So that happens, and he's talking about it, and he said he was talking to Coach Prime about it, and he's like, I don't know if I can go, and Coach Prime was like, I can't go. You go.
You gotta go.
Telling him to go. And then Marshall Faulk goes, it was the first time I had been there and wanted to be somewhere else because he missed days of camp.
That was the quote that got me fired up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
When he said that, because he said right before that, it's one of the coolest things I get to do in life is to go out there and pay my respects to the people who paved the way for me to do what I did in this game. And for him to basically say that's my favorite weekend of the year. And while I was there, I wished I was somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Fires me up about what is possible here. And even the fact that he said he wasn't going to go, shows his commitment to what we're doing here, which, some people called into question this summer.
Sure.
And it's very clear to me that he's serious about this. And both him and Coach Prime are very serious about, passing, and Coach Sapp, passing along the gifts that they have to these kids.
Yep.
I think it was really cool that Coach Prime was like, "No, you're going, brother.
Yeah.
I can't go, but you gotta go." And I just think that speaks to his larger point. And this is honestly kind of a random point, but as I was watching Well Off and Reach the People this weekend, and maybe the biggest thing that stood out to me was people don't give Coach Prime enough credit for being an elite head football coach. They really don't. The way he breaks down messages every single day to, I think, get the best out of everybody and motivate everybody for that particular day of practice or meetings, and really make it personal. Even if you're just watching, you're like, damn, people almost say, well, like a preacher, it's it sounds like they're talking to me, with their message that day.
Yeah.
And it seems like Coach Prime has he just does a really good job. He's just so innate at just making every message seem personal to everybody who's talking. And one of the messages he had this weekend, he was like, listen, when you here in this building, we need you locked in on everything that's going around this building, and the stuff that you got going on at home, leave that at home. And when you're at home, when you're with your family, leave all the football stuff at football. Be present with your family.
Yes.
Be where your feet are.
Yep.
And I think that was another example of it there. Listen, I would love to have you here at our practice every day, but you got other stuff going on. So go handle that. And when you come back, be locked in on this stuff. And that just goes for everything and everybody.
What a recruiting flex? Our running back coach, he's actually in Canton this week. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And by the way, this is just something to think about. It can apply to all businesses, but it's way better for Marshall Faulk to be there wishing he was here than the other way around.
No doubt.
you know, because he wouldn't have known that he was going to have that feeling if he never got to go.
100%.
But for him to go and then realize, like, man, I wish I was back there with the kids.
Yeah.
That is powerful. And then he probably came back today with so much pep in his step, so ready to coach these guys. Probably a few new thoughts that hit him while he was out there that he wanted to share with them. But if Coach Prime had said, like, yeah, you're not going, you got to stay here, he would have been like, man, this is my favorite weekend of the year. Like, should I have taken this job?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Totally, man.
100%.
Great point.
100%.
All right, we're going to try and get through as much of this as possible. Do you have the Simeon Price hurdle? Simeon Price is out there balling. He's the only running back we really didn't get to speak to today, but sheesh.
Clip of camp?
Up there. The Amari catch is up there, too.
And the Tyreek is picked from today.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it, Dion.
And the Quinn catch.
Yep.
I mean, that's like real air time, dog. They're going crazy.
Cooper.
This part, too, running to the cameras. Come be a Buff.
Saquon Barkley.
That's awesome, man.
One more time. Just the first part.
This is shaping up to be a very underrated transfer.
Yep.
Like, he's
That's
literally,
factor.
people are going to watch this team, and if he's doing this stuff, they're going to be literally like, where did this guy come from?
Because, again, we got the idea of is like, this is a pass catching kind of third down back. That don't look like no pass catching typical third.
Yeah, a Mike Leach back.
That looked like Micah Welch with, you know what I'm saying? That's just scary. And I agree. He could really be the X factor in this room.
First of all, please don't do that in practice again.
For sure.
Second of all, that was so sick.
That was
Third of
amazing.
all, that's got to be the worst feeling ever as a defender. I can happily say I never got hurdled in my career. I just imagine you're loading up. You know, you're thinking about, all right, I'm gonna come in and hit this guy.
Got to get him low.
You're about to be in a collision. You might close your eyes a little bit. All of a sudden, you don't feel any impact. You're on your chest, probably. You lost your balance because you were bracing for an impact that didn't happen.
Yep.
And the dude's still running. That has to feel terrible.
Yep.
For real.
Tyreek Davis with a diving pick today. DeKalon Taylor caught like a fade. The transfers are balling out. And another thing, people aren't talking about this transfer portal class this offseason, right? They're going, oh, this Dion did a normal thing this offseason, only bringing in however many players. Like, that's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. They're not looking at, like, obviously well off and all this stuff, but, like, these are some really good transfers they got. And they're going to be a massive factor in where this team goes.
If you can scroll up a little bit, Dion, in the chat, Kamada asked me, Scott, a little bit more. Said, Scott, do you think being an elite coach reflects on winning percentages? I do. Coach Prime has a 40-18 record as a head coach, dating back to Jackson State in Colorado. 40-18 is pretty good, pretty elite, actually, to me. So, yeah, that is also part of my my formula there.
It's all part of the body of work, but what if you take out the first 2 years of those coaching jobs?
The only losing seasons he's had, I think, right?
That would mean at Jackson State, he would have been 23-3, which is pretty elite. And at Colorado, he would have been 9-4.
Yeah.
It's pretty elite.
23 plus 9 is 32 and 7.
32-7. Pretty elite.
Recruiting. We got a commitment.
So did.
Ben Gula is a Buff. That is Colorado's 10th commitment of the class. By far the most we've had at this point the last 2 years. He's a 3-star player from Cypress Bay High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 1,142nd overall player. And Colorado beats out UCF. That was really what it came down to was Colorado and UCF. He ends up picking the Buffs.
Yeah.
He has some strong offers though. He has Texas A&M. He's got Syracuse. He's got Maryland, Indiana, and many, many more. So another offensive lineman too. I think that's your second one, right? Along with Xavier Payne.
Yep. Got Xavier Payne tackle. Ben Gula was recruited by CU to play center.
Yep.
So, you got your Chauncey Gooden, the guard last year in the class. You got obviously Kartik Smith, that tackle last year in the class. Starting to cook, and this is, again, we haven't even entered the part where recruiting is going to really heat up when this season gets going and people can come for those game day visits. But yeah, like you mentioned, the 10th commit. I think we gotta. Can you pull up that tweet real quick, Dion, of just the updated class? Since we're up to 10 players now.
Who tweeted this?
Some demon, probably. Some absolute dog, probably. But I mean, like, this is, and to think people just a month ago were worried about recruiting. You know what I'm saying? And look at this, as you mentioned earlier, Jake, by far the most commits of the Coach Prime era at this point of the year. Let's call it August 1st. I asked this earlier to Jake RK, but who's your sleeper of these 10? Right? I don't think it's going to be either of those top 3 guys, but somebody you think is flying under the radar. And if you want me and Jake to go first, we can do that.
Nope. Carson Crawford.
Yeah. It's a good answer.
I threw out Xavier Payne.
Yeah.
That size is crazy. And he's a high-ranking 3-star, too. He can definitely improve his stock or his recruiting ranking with a strong senior season. And, I mean, Scotty, you're the one who brought it up when you asked me this, and I answered. Jordan Seaton's impression, you know, when we asked him at Media Day, and he's like, I see this kid, and he's 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". Like, if Jordan's impressed by how big you are, like...
Yeah. He's like, we need this guy.
Yeah.
I'm going in here.
Yeah, you're going to be a factor.
I think Maurice Williams, though. Maurice Williams.
Ooh.
His name is just not being talked about.
It's really not.
It's not. And this is somebody from New Orleans playing in one of the best high school football programs in Louisiana at Edna Carr. Obviously was committed to Liberty before flipping to CU, but Coach Prime, Kevin Mathis, Robert Livingston, they know how to identify cornerbacks. And I think Maurice Williams is a guy who, a name we're not hearing a lot about right now, but I think as his senior season plays out and as we get close to those guys arriving on campus, Maurice Williams is a name to watch and keep an eye on.
Love it. I mean, also, I would be remiss to not mention Domotop Echo Jr.
No doubt.
Top-ranked JUCO recruit in the country.
Oh, yeah.
The coaches poll is out. The very first one, the preseason coaches poll is out. Go ahead and throw that up, Dion. There's a look at it. Texas is ranked number 1. They beat out Ohio State and Penn State. Those 3 are really, if you total up the points, kind of in a league of their own in this poll. Georgia's got some good separation between Notre Dame and the rest as well. So maybe a top 4. Big 12 schools, you got Arizona State at 11. You got K-State at 20. Iowa State at 21. Or tied at 21, actually, with Texas A&M. Looks like Iowa State is 22 on that graphic, but they do have the same amount of points. And then BYU, number 23, with Texas Tech at 24.
What the hell?
What the hell is going on?
Also, though, we go to the others receiving votes category. Oklahoma would be number 26. Mizzou and Louisville after that. Utah receiving votes. Baylor receiving votes. Georgia Tech receiving votes. TCU.
Kansas.
And then, well, hold on. With 12 votes, though, the Colorado Buffaloes.
Maybe the most surprising thing of the entire offseason.
Seriously.
Now, let me say, no matter what the coaches poll ever says, I will remain that it is one of the dumbest things in all of sports.
Yes.
Now, right now might be the time that coaches actually might be involved in this. Normally, it's just the SIDs. Colorado getting 12 votes. Colorado getting 2 votes, I would have said, okay, I could believe that.
Yeah.
Colorado getting 12 votes is kind of shocking to me. Not because I don't think they deserve it, because I'm shocked that coaches around the country are giving them that type of credit.
Totally. Yes, Scotty, as you mentioned, Kansas also has 6. But, yeah, so what is that, 5 Big 12 teams?
Yeah, which is, I'm trying to look how many. No way they had 5 in the preseason coaches poll last year, right? As a conference. I'm trying to look that up right now.
Probably not.
I don't know. There's a lot of teams. Utah was getting love.
Utah
Oklahoma State
was.
was getting love. Kansas State was getting love. Iowa State was getting love. But there was 4. UCF.
I don't know if they were preseason, though.
Okay.
But I think they were.
There was 5 last year.
Who was it?
Utah at 13, K-State at 17, Oklahoma State at 18, Arizona at 21.
Oh, that's right.
Kansas at 24.
That's crazy. BYU being on this list is insane.
It is.
I bet you they sent this list out like 3 months
Yeah.
ago. And some people just submitted their shit before anything even went down.
No doubt.
Am I missing something, Dion? Is BYU, are they the 23rd best team in the country? Texas Tech gets love from all their transfers. They come in at 24.
Yeah.
Utah is not ranked in this year's, just so we're clear.
No.
Oh yeah.
What's next? Oh, did we do Legacy Hall? Do you have that video? So the Legacy
the shirt
Hall
for a reason.
Let's go.
Fire.
The Legacy Hall update has been almost finished. There's still some things they want to do, but here's the first look at it.
He saved me a spot.
Yeah, Scotty does have his own spot.
Yeah.
I could watch that too.
So up until that trophy, the Ray Guy Award where Neely's pointing at right there, that's everything that was last year. After that, that's Shedeur's Davey O'Brien Award, Travis's Paul Horning Award. Awards. I don't remember which that one is. I mean, he has so many awards. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at that Biletnikoff.
Bro, that Biletnikoff
Solid
trophy
gold.
is so cold, bro.
And then Heisman number 2 in the building.
Just a reminder that Colorado is one of 18 schools in college football history to have 2 of them things in their facility.
Yep.
I love that.
Travis and Shedeur, I mean, Travis almost single-handedly, they doubled the amount of trophies essentially that were in Legacy Hall.
Yes. Unbelievable. And people wonder why what Coach Prime is doing here is being considered a success.
I know, it's insane. Insane
People want to
stuff.
throw around 13 and 12. Like, that matters.
I'll never forget the quote, man. If you just look at the results, Coach Primera at Colorado is a success. If you just look at what matters, it's been a swimming success.
Yeah.
If you're
By the
watching
way,
on your
great-
television, we're going to overtime real quick. Sorry.
Great job by the operations team. I don't know who's in charge of that. Facilities team.
Sure.
Just the way that they put that together. I think the murals of Rashawn and Travis, of them kind of both doing like the same cut, looks just beautiful. And it's kind of like a Heisman-y move. It's awesome.
So the All-American plaque, that big old thing is gone right now. Obviously, Travis was an All-American, so they're editing it. So that'll be something else that goes up.
But it probably has to be moved because they had to extend the shelf further down to fit all the new trophies.
Neely said it was going in.
Okay.
This is a perfect segue into more Travis Hunter news, ain't it?
We can.
Unless you want to go elsewhere.
We have a lot to get to still, so I don't know if we're going to get to it all today. But Travis Hunter.
The Jags released their first unofficial depth chart. And Travis Hunter is listed as a starting receiver and a second string cornerback. How surprised are you, RK?
0% surprised. I think that they'll never admit that they were wrong, but I think that a lot of people are starting to internally accept that they were wrong about Travis Hunter's ability to do this at the next level. And by the way, I don't know why I didn't collect receipts on that, but there are hundreds, not like, just the fun receipts of like some idiot Nebraska fan.
Right.
Like hundreds of like active NFL players, former NFL players, former NFL coaches, active NFL coaches who said he could not do this.
Yeah.
And we still got to get it to the games. But in the practice field, he's doing it.
I mean, we talked about it last week. He's literally different, like built differently than other human beings.
Yes.
And he's doing exactly what we thought he would in terms of playing both sides of the football. The Jaguars on Friday had their first scrimmage of training camp in front of 11,000 fans at their stadium. Travis played 38 snaps, 17 with the first team offense, 21 with the first team defense. He had 3 catches for 43 yards, including a 21-yard catch in the middle of the field to put the offense in the red zone. I mean, and this is just from a beat writer out there. Travis continues to look nearly impossible to cover in one-on-one drills, with veteran cornerback Jordan Lewis, a really good football player, especially having issues corralling the Jaguars' shifty receiver. His quickness and ball skills stand out every single day, and Sunday was another example. And he's looking like he's like 2 receivers. When they got 2 receivers on the field, it's Brian Thomas Jr. and it's Travis Hunter.
Of course.
And it looks like Travis is playing a lot in the slot too, which is just good luck.
Good luck no matter where he is, but like at least to start, everyone's putting their CB1 on Brian Thomas.
Good luck.
That means you have your CB2 on Travis Hunter. Look, I love Riley Moss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jack's completely wrong with what he's saying
He
in the
is.
comments right now, but we got to put Riley Moss on Travis Hunter. Like every other team is having this problem too.
That's what every other team is having that problem, and
Yes.
every other team don't have a CB2 as good as Riley Moss.
Totally.
Other teams don't have a CB2 like or a CB1, like not even the same stratosphere as the
Right.
defensive player of the year too. Like
Yeah.
you're using the Broncos. That's an extreme example. Like
Right.
in terms of like the good on good. Like I don't know, the Titans, when the Jags play the Titans, come on.
I know. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And by the way, I saw them. The one that he had, the highlight catch he had this weekend on Jordan Lewis.
Right.
That's the same play that CU ran for Travis's second touchdown against North Dakota State, which is just it's impossible to cover.
Where they thought he pushed off, where a lot of people thought he pushed off. It was that
Yes,
touchdown.
because
Yeah.
he basically is running like an abbreviated like circus route to the back corner pylon. So as soon as he makes that turn, like he's going towards the back, they just throw
Balls
it back
on him.
shoulder, and
Yep.
the corner's like
What the
trying to win a sprint to the pylon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's unguardable.
Shout out to Jimmy Horn Jr. as well. He's getting some work with the ones
Cooking.
and cooking. They had a family night or whatever. Also, Will Shepard on the Packers.
Cooking.
He had a touchdown at their family night.
Yep.
And I've seen multiple tweets over the weekend like Will Shepard is making this roster.
I know.
Which, goddamn it, how many times did we tell you? And it's crazy. This guy went undrafted, was unsigned for like half the offseason.
I know. All these guys. I mean,
Got to throw in LeJontay too, because he's
Yes.
balling
He
as
is
well
cooking,
in Ravens
yeah.
camp, and he's going to make that roster and going to be a player for them. This year.
100%.
there's a very good chance that all these guys make the 53.
Yeah.
There's a really, really, really high chance that all of them are on a practice squad at least. And I would say there's a good chance that all of them are contributing for their teams this year.
Absolutely.
Scary.
Jimmy, by the way, watching Panthers fans fall in love with Jimmy just makes me so happy.
Y'all saw the clip?
Of course.
Where they asked him if
I
he's
saved
playing
that.
defense?
Yeah.
I saved
That
that.
boy said. Oh man, I love Jimmy. Man.
But, I mean, that's a team-making play. Not that he wasn't going to make the team, but
Yeah.
For sure.
running down and stopping that touchdown will just make coaches so happy.
I mean, we went on the Terrell Davis example and we compared that to Cam, right?
Yep.
Like, Jimmy's out there doing it. And that's exactly what Coach Prime was talking about when he mentioned that last week, when he was talking about the players from last year and how did they practice. And Jimmy was the first name that the players like
Yep.
brought up. Like, name me a player from last year. Someone said Jimmy. And he goes, exactly.
You ever seen
Every
him
single
take a
player.
practice off,
100%.
a play off? Never.
Same with all those guys, though. I mean, LeJontay, Camp, Travis, of course, too. So the Georgia Tech game is sold out.
Man, that's going to be such an electric.
When did that happen?
Friday night.
Right before we went live.
Okay, I was going to say, I didn't
Yeah.
see anything about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's going to be such an electric Friday night, man.
So if you are trying to go, you got to go to Game Time and use the promo code Buffs to get tickets to the Georgia Tech game.
Big moment just happened right here.
What's that?
I just got my first butterflies of the season.
Let's go. Let's go.
That just will chill down my spine. Some butterflies in the stomach. We are close enough to where that is happening.
Let's go, man.
Wow. Sold out Friday night at Folsom Field to open the season. Might just be the peak of all existence.
For real, for real.
How long do we want to make this show? I feel like this is a decent stopping point if you want to do super chats, but there's quite a bit we could talk about still.
We got tomorrow too.
Yeah, let's save
Okay.
it.
All right.
Although there is media tomorrow too.
There is media tomorrow too.
More to
Yeah.
talk about then too. That's all right. Is there anything pressing that you think has to be time sensitive, must be talked about today?
Okay, let's just mention this. So PFF put out their all Big 12 preseason team, right?
Yeah.
Jordan Seaton he's the player they used for the graphic. Like, and of course he's at left tackle and all that. But Bruce Feldman puts out his freaks list. 101 freakiest players in college football.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of players.
It is.
He was with the tweet he put out. He's like, I've never had 3 offensive linemen before on this freaks list. He has 3 Alabama offensive linemen. There's no Jordan Seaton on this list.
I don't know anything about those guys. I would be shocked if they're more freaky than Jordan Seaton.
And when I first clicked into
Pause.
it, that was the first time I read it. And I was like, all right, maybe he just got like 20, 25 dudes on here. And I'm like, all right, maybe he's just not up on Jordan Seaton's game, but like to have 100+ players.
He knows about Jordan Seaton too, by the way.
I mean, yeah, he's got to, right?
Of course.
And that's why I was like 100+ players, and he ain't named Big Seat. That's kind of wild, but that's y'all guy though.
What? Bruce Feldman?
Bruce?
He's been a pretty ardent supporter of the mission over here.
Yeah,
No, for sure.
Friend of the program.
Definitely.
Maybe he did mean it in the other sense.
Oh my God.
Christian Wilkins, number 1.
Low-key, the fact that he's been doing this for some years, right?
Yes, bro.
It's crazy.
Bruce Feldman has been doing this a long time.
I'm talking about the freaky
too.
list. I'm talking about the freaky
The freaks list has been going on a
I
lot
want
of
to
time
say
too.
there was a Michigan player on there a few years ago. Could it have been Maurice Hurst?
Probably.
Yeah.
And like the clip of what he wrote on there was the most incorrect. Like he just got like fooled by some person in the trading or on the training staff that just like wanted to screw with him, because he said like, yeah, this dude can like box jump 12 feet and like all it's at 300. It's like, no, he can't.
So Bruce Feldman started doing that in 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a freaky OG.
Told you he's been doing it for a long time.
Could you imagine asking a coach that, like, no context? Coach, who's the freakiest player on this team?
Hey, we got Coach Prime on Friday. You could
That
ask
might be
him.
my question.
Who do we have tomorrow?
What? I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like, like a freak athlete. But that's how I might
Coach
frame
Hart
it up.
tomorrow?
No. We have
We get Coach Sapp tomorrow, Coach Pecco, and Coach
ask
Hilo.
Coach Sapp that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Coach Sapp, who's the freakiest player on your D-line?
You have no idea what kind of answer you're gonna get with that question.
I just know
from
them
him.
eyes gonna get big. He go, what? Hey, that might be, media day is this weekend. That might be a good content, actually. Like, Track Hawk, who's the freakiest? Wait, what? You know what I mean? Freak
Actually,
athlete.
it could be hilarious.
For
Just no
real.
context with the camera.
Yeah, who's the freakiest player?
One question
one
only.
question. I just got one for you. One quick one.
Holy, that might be hilarious.
To the chat we go. Toyota chat. Bennett Damier says, thoughts on Bryce Young as a comp for Juju? Similar athletic profile, both win with elite ball placement and processing over raw tools. Juju's got time to grow.
It's been there.
Yeah.
I mean, that comp has been made before. Juju's bigger than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And he like somehow got this reputation as a small quarterback.
Weirdly.
This
You
is
stand next to him,
247.
you won't think that.
Yeah.
No.
247 did that, by the way.
Good job.
It's really cool to see Bryce Young kind of seemingly going into this new year, having some confidence and looking like the player that was drafted #1 overall. The
I
Panthers
always
are going to be fun to watch this year.
Yes, they are.
Panthers are going to be fun
I
to
saw a
watch.
Panthers fan say like, I don't think I've ever seen a player look as fast in person as Jimmy Horn.
I said the same thing. Low-key around this time last year.
Yep.
Abolish the 40.
For real.
Don Peasy says, great show per
Peasy.
usual. After watching the RB room interviews, I can't help imagining Trackhawk running off tackle with Zahill and Seaton mowing down Georgia Tech defenders on his way to a 75-yard touchdown week 1.
Imagine the sound in Folsom.
Oh, that roar.
And I think you said it right after Trackhawk got added, but like, good luck trying to find him behind 6'7",
Seriously,
350-pound Larry Johnson and 6'7", 330-pound Zy Chrysler.
Well, especially
And by
when
the time you
he's-
find him,
Yeah, you already blinked probably by
Blinked.
then. You missed him.
well, he's in the backfield with probably another running back in Caden Salter too. So it's like,
Oh, that was another thing. I don't think that was caught in one of the clips, but I think it was Dallan who
yeah,
talked about
it's
it.
his last answer. Yep.
Yeah, where he was like, Caden's going to help us just from the simple fact that those defensive ends, those edge players have to respect his ability to pull the football on every single play. They can't just sell out on the running back part of a run play. And we're going to see that impact week 1, like right away. That was just not something that was a part of this offense for obvious reasons the last 2 years. But excluding that extra defender, who's usually one of your best run defenders on the defense, that edge guy who's supposed to be setting the edge and not involved in the pass play because he has to respect Caden's ability to pull the football and use his legs. It's going to be big.
I can't wait for the first time that we get to weaponize QB draw out of empty after we've been just terrorized by it for the last 2 years. And I thought about this weekend as it relates to Caden, who's obviously going to play. Shedeur is not, some speedy dual threat quarterback, but he could.
Yeah,
he could make plays with his feet. He had a long touchdown run against USC. Did it at Jackson State as well. But they would never call designed runs for him because the season would be over if he got hurt.
For sure.
With the two quarterbacks that they have on this football team, look, you're not going to be reckless with Caden Salter, but you can call plays a little more freely as an offensive coordinator as it relates to Caden running the ball, knowing that it's not the season hanging in the balance every time he gets taken to the ground.
Yep.
That's a good point.
I mean, truly, the only I only remember one read option really called for Shedeur, and it was in the Cincy game, and he did pull it and score, but
yeah, he did.
I mean, you're completely right. It wasn't even a question. No, we just can't do that. That was the start and end of that conversation when it came to running Shedeur.
Yes.
All right, chat. We'll be back tomorrow. More media tomorrow, so it's gonna be another big show. Another day closer.
Yes, sir.
What's the count, Scotty?
25 days.
Close enough.
25 days. Cal Carpenter days until game day.
I love it.
See you guys tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.